Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we are talking about some planetary energies that have been affecting us and will stop affecting us soon. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area. That's just outside of Houston. I work with my angels and guides to assist my clients in many areas of their lives, to bring them special messages from loved ones who have passed, to dialogue with their angels for guidance into their own situation, or to assist them with their own psychic abilities. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. That's right. Today we are talking about Jupiter in retrograde. Let's get you some dates about Jupiter in retrograde, and then I'm going to talk about how it is still continuing to affect us and when it may stop. So let's talk about Jupiter in retrograde. Jupiter entered retrograde on March 27th, 2021, and it will station and turn retrograde on June 20th. And it will be in full retrograde until October 18th, so not too much longer. And then it will go into post shadow, kind of like speeding back up and kind of like going back into normal rhythm for us. And it won't leave that retrograde cycle, that post cycle, until January 8th. So Jupiter kind of is jumping in and out of different energies. When it first goes into retrograde, it's in the sign of Pisces, and then it jumps into Aquarius energy, and it's kind of messing with us a little bit. Jupiter and Saturn are making some really hard squares, not only now, but will continue until the end of December. And these are going to kind of be pushing people together, kind of like these really two hard energies kind of coming at each other. But this is also kind of making this a really interesting year to watch politics. Because you've got Jupiter, the planet that usually make things bigger, is kind of making things smaller and tighter and kind of like pushing things together. And then we've got like this energy from Uranus, which is all about kind of like, what can we change? And I love change. And what can we do next? That sort of thing. And so you've got like this pushing energy and this kind of like, what's coming up next? And then you've got the Saturn energy is all about laws and going in and changing things and modifying things. And this is all going to be coming into a couple of different alignments, and it has already this year, and those alignments have been really hard and strong. But not only does Jupiter in retrograde affect us, it also affects our planet and politics more than anything else, because it is so far out there that it really affects all of us in different ways. We've been seeing like politics all over the place, people kind of being kicked in the head with karma with politics, and that's kind of more Saturn energy, and then kind of things coming up or blowing up in people's faces, and that's that Jupiter energy kind of expanding and making things bigger. And so this is kind of like changing things. Now, it's also been changing a lot of things on Earth. And I know politics has really been in the forefront for a lot of people. But Jupiter in retrograde also affects the tectonic plates. So we've had volcanoes going off. We've had shifts in tectonic plates, or kind of rumbling kind of things, or things that are not settling down. And this is really kind of Jupiter's way of saying, like, are you ready to change? Or are you going to stay where you're at? What's going to come to us? How is this going to change? How is this going to upgrade our energy? And the best thing to do is kind of keep upgrading your energy and continue to make changes with you, kind of keep evolving with yourself and kind of bringing this energy forward. What would I rather do? What would I rather kind of change or modify with this? What am I ready to kind of let go of and release it and be able to bring in something new, special, and something completely different is going to be amazing with Jupiter in retrograde. I guarantee it's been making some changes, and I guarantee it's going to finish making its changes before it's completely out of retrograde. So let's pull some angel cards and let's get us a little bit deeper insight into all things Jupiter in retrograde. This one's about truth and integrity. This is one of the things that I have thought has been really interesting with Jupiter's energy. Like I said, it really affects politics, and it's really affecting people with the truth and integrity. People that would normally say things and everybody was like, oh yeah, we completely agree, are kind of going, wait, this doesn't make sense. That's what I'm talking about. People that are normally saying things like, oh, yeah, I normally believe this person and now I don't believe them. That's what we're talking about. Or I normally don't believe them and now I am believing them. So make sure that you're making your own judgments. Make sure you're doing your own research and not just relying on someone else. Do your own stuff for you so you know what you trust, and without trusting someone else blindly or making changes. If maybe I've had a lot of people that have been watching one news source for years and years and years, and now are going, I'm not trusting it anymore. I'm not trusting that news source anymore, and I'm choosing to change and upgrade to something else. And so I've had several clients change what news source they use, and trying to trust their new one. So that's kind of like an interesting energy. Answered prayers. I know this sounds really hard, especially when we're going through some hard times. This energy is answered prayers for so many things. Things have to kind of break down a lot of times before we're ready to fix it up. We're never ready to fix up something if it's not broken down. It's like, it'll keep going. The air conditioner will keep pumping along or whatever else. But it's like once it starts having problems, it's like, oh, wait, now we need to call a service person. Now we need to do some things. So do this also with your politics. Do this also with their planetary stuff. And do this also with things that you're ready to kind of upgrade and change and expand into. If you have your own business, this is something to be really, really aware of. What are you willing to expand on right now? Jupiter has also been affecting our dreams, maybe not as much as Neptune, but it may be bringing in some information of like, what are you really ready to change into next? What are you really ready to kind of change or modify about your business or your career path? It's all about this upper energy coming in and making those changes for everybody so we can make those now. Divine guidance. Divine guidance is a really amazing card because it's like you're divinely kind of not necessarily guided, but they're with you. They're there to help and assist you to kind of move forward in this energy to keep you going. So it's really important that you're kind of keeping this energy moving forward, that you're really moving forward and ready to make some new changes and modify things. What are you willing to change or modify today that's going to affect your future later on? And I guarantee you things that are being changed right now in Jupiter in retrograde, as it starts to come around, it's going to keep changing things as it goes in from retrograde into post-shadow energy. Things are going to keep changing. Laws are going to keep changing. Things are going to kind of like modify things. And the people that are trying to change things, I guarantee you are doing it in the hopes that it's going to grow. But in retrograde, everything kind of keeps going down and into tighter realms until it's ready to turn around in retrograde and open back up. So you can't really push the energy, but you can get it going in the right direction. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.